Okay, so we are doing an experiment, basically something different. And I actually came across a couple of these videos here, and I thought, you know what, that would kind of be a good video, and I can talk and kind of give my experience on these different things. Um, the first one I came across was what people do in the shower most of the time, and I don't know some of that stuff I've never even thought of doing. So I might do another one if this actually gets a couple of views. I might go back and do that one and find a couple more. But what this is it's a probability comparison, and this one is why students hate school and whatnot. And I think a lot of people are gonna understand this and feel what a lot of other people are feeling. So I'm gonna turn down the because I think there's music, right? I think there's music in here. But I'm gonna probably kind of stop it, pause it, kind of talk about some stuff. Um, that one. Oh, hang on. Oh, I just I gotta fix that. Just muted myself. All right, so that actually first one, no friends. That actually is very common. I mean, most of the time, you have people coming in from different schools, and the friend group I was in, we actually would go and pull that guy or girl into our group and hang out with us. And then eventually, you get to know them more, and then things start spiraling, and you get to know them better through school and whatnot. So I mean, it does happen. There are a lot of people where you just don't talk to them, and it happens a lot. But I mean, the group that I was in, especially through like middle school, like elementary, middle school, like we met so many new people. You just bring them in, and then by high school, it's just like you almost do the whole school. So yeah, and then homophobic kids, that one makes sense. Is there not? Oh yeah, I have it muted now. Yeah, there is. PE. I didn't mind it. But again, that one's for really teachers. Getting along. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have too many music class. Oh my god. Oh come on. Music class. Yes. I mean half the stuff. I had middle school. I had a class where we would spend 2 weeks on an instrument and then we quickly move over to something else, and we might spend 1 week on another instrument, and then we spend a whole nother month on a different instrument. It's like I didn't really care too much for it because you spend a little here, a little there, and then you go spend something, a lot of time on something that not many people in the class are interested in. So yeah, that one makes a lot of sense to me. Bus actually I'll stop in here because bus rides. uh, um because I had to take that really 8th grade and then freshman year and sophomore year. And basically what happens is the bus route stopped at the middle school and the high school, so you had high school and middle school kids on the same bus. There's 2 buses, so if you missed the first one, they had another one come around. I think it was like 10 minutes after the first one. Um, but I mean, you always had the drug kids, the suspect kids, which were 90% of the time were high schoolers. Sometimes you had an 8th grader back there that would get involved with that group, and then in high school they're involved with that group. But the back of the bus was suspect people, and you had all friend groups, quiet kids up front. And there's like an invisible line on the buses, and so I mean it's just you just sit up, you talk to your friends up front, and you just don't acknowledge the back of the bus, and you just let them be. uh, Not allowing to chew gum. Yeah. We had only statewide. Let me pause it real quick. Only state tests. We could actually chew gum. They actually allowed us to. They gave us mint gum. That was the only time we could chew gum. There has been even like we've been told in school about tests that say you chew gum, you can focus better. Only for state tests were we allowed to do chewing gum during tests and whatnot. Despite the fact that they told us in classes that it helps. It helps the mind focus and whatnot. But they don't allow us to do it. Fake friends, yeah. I mean, everyone knows about that one. Projects, oh my god. You have those people that just. I mean, you have people that don't pull their weight, um, and sometimes you and someone else are ended up doing the whole thing, and then you have to fill in the third person or fourth person about the project that you have to present it. Like I hated projects. Projects were the worst thing in school, honestly. Proper uniforms. That's more so private school. I never went to a private school, so not, not enough holidays. Uh, despite the fact that in college now, I mean, you get a month off for winter break. Um, so I think spring break is about the same. Well, it's probably a half a week more, so a little longer. But there's it's not a ton of calendars on the calendar, where you're like, you can have off this day, off that day. Like a long time ago, when I was in like first grade kindergarten, like we used to have Martin Luther King Day off, and now we don't have that off in school anymore. I know a lot of schools don't do that anymore. So I mean, holiday like that, or give Halloween off. I don't. I don't. This one doesn't. I don't. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me because honestly, like I feel like they give off enough. I don't. I don't get that one honestly. School lunches. Oh my god. And that was. Oh, I hated school lunches. Being ignored. Yeah. Yeah. Heavy books. Oh my god. I mean, when you're in elementary school, you're given these like thick books, and you got to carry them around, or you got to put them in your backpack, and then you're trying to slump forward so you don't fall backwards with all the books in your backpack. Yeah, that one makes sense. Taking notes. I didn't mind that one too much. Popular girls. Now I don't know what this, because I guess you hate the popular girl. I don't know about that one. That one doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Um, and then maybe because they're just snarky or something. Sexist teachers, no, I didn't really have to deal with that. Public speaking, that was that was a big one. Public speaking is terrible, even though you only have 20 to 30 people. Well, in public schools, I'm pretty sure there are some schools or private schools where you probably only have like 5 or 6 people in the class. But I grew up 20 to 30. Freshman year of high school, I was actually in a class that had 40. That was the highest I've ever had. Was 40 kids in the same class as me. So I mean it's nerve wracking. It really is. Racist teachers. No, I didn't have to. No, I didn't have to really deal with that. But I'm sure there's probably those out there. Detention. Yeah. I mean, you can get a detention for wearing a hat in school. Bunch of dumb stuff for detention. Chewing gum. I mean, I've known people that have gotten detention for chewing gum. Pulling out snacks during a class when they could have missed lunch or something. There's a lot of stupid stuff that you get detention for. So that one makes a lot of sense. Arrogant rich kid. Yeah, yeah. Favorite. Oh my. Okay. Favoritism. It's blatantly obvious there's favoritism among teachers. There is. It could be, teachers that have known students outside of class. It could be, kids that, do really well. But there is favoritism so much. And I hated that. Those are the worst teachers because you instantly knew that you had to make yourself look like the favorite kid in the class or else you're not going to, do well in the class. It sucks. It was terrible. I remember probably 5-6 years, most of high school probably. I mean, starting from middle school, not really a lot in elementary school. I mean, probably because you're so young. But as you hit middle school, go into high school, it's very very obvious that there is favoritism in the classes. Cafeteria food. Didn't they? I thought they just. I thought they said something about this already. Am I blind? Okay, I don't know. I thought they said something about that, but cafeteria food is That's not good at all. I never liked the cafeteria food at all. I swear they talked about that before. Coming back to school on Mondays. um, again, college is the best because well, before let me start with before COVID. I mean, you show up to that class hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is. Some classes maybe 3 hours. Those are normally afternoon classes, but you show up and you're out, and you can just go home, go to work, go do what you got to do outside of class. You can leave after your class. I mean, it's perfect for days where, like, I like to have all my classes in the morning, and I get all my stuff done in the afternoon. Um, so I mean, you're out of there, and you can have two classes in the day, and you're done. And then you go home. Like I said, you go do work, do homework, you do whatever you got to do after. So this one makes a lot of sense because you're there. What is it, like 6 hours in a day or whatever it is? Whatever it is. I guess it's like seven. I guess something around there. So that makes sense where you can you basically choose your schedule, and then you show up to class whatever time that is. So, but yeah, that makes sense. When you have to go a whole day, elementary through high school, you have to go a whole day, can't leave or anything. That it sucks. Stress, yes, a lot of stress. Grades, yeah, I mean, you have some teachers that grade really, really hard, and you don't get any extra credit in classes, and I mean, those are just the worst classes because your grades are and stuff. Math, yes, yeah, yep. Learning about unnecessary things. Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, honestly, probably half of the stuff I learned, like, I forget the next year. Like, you don't remember. Like, if it's really unnecessary. One, if it has nothing to do with the field you're going into, then nothing with like the job or anything you're going into, you don't care about it. You don't remember it. You don't have to do anything about it. Yes, the basics: read, write. You have to know basic math and whatnot for basically everything. But like science, like not all okay, like there are some, but not all science. Like you don't need to know biology if you're going into film, or you don't need to know like chemistry if you're going into writing or something like that. Like there's just some classes you don't need because it doesn't affect everyone the same. Now there could be some people going into chemistry, going into biology fields, doctors. Again, like people that are trying to cure COVID, so you're gonna need a bunch of science stuff. But I mean, just like if you're taking a science, but your major or the job you're looking for has nothing to do with science, then it's like you're just gonna try to pass, but you're not really gonna learn anything. So yeah, that's unnecessary things. Is yes. Finish the test first. Now, I am guilty of this. Is sometimes I'll wait and let someone else go up first, and you can instantly tell when people are done and they just don't want to go up because they just feel weird about being the first one done. Now, again, in college, I mean, for exams, you take them and you leave. You go home. So, I mean, sometimes you want to be, you don't care about being done first because you can just get out of there. But I mean, when you have to sit around and you have to wait for the whole class to finish before you can leave or something like that sucks. And then it's just like, well, then what am I going to do? Because some teachers don't allow you to be on phones when you're done. You can't. So I had one teacher. You can't read. You just couldn't do anything. You just had to sit there in your seat. You couldn't do anything at all. So I mean, it's I get that. I get not wanting to be done first. The subjects, yes. Honestly, yes, because you have some things where you're taught very young, and then like rhymes or something, and they're they're integrated into your head, and you remember them in the future. And then some things are taught where it's just like, I'm not going to remember that tomorrow. Like, that's going to be out of my head in 24 hours. Like, it's just they need a better way for people to memorize stuff. And now that you're in COVID, I mean, you can just look everything up. So it's not going to help when you can just look everything up, and then you don't even need to memorize anything. So yeah, I agree with that. Yep, I agree. It's boring. You just sit there falling asleep a couple times. everyone has fallen asleep in class. Let's be honest. If you haven't, you're lying. Everyone has fallen asleep in some class one time or another. Um, it's just plain and simple because it sucks. You're just sitting there for hours on end. Racist students, again, my people at schools I went to were, I mean, we were fine with each other. No phone policy. Yes, that is one of the worst things ever. Is like I said before, when you're done with the test, you can't go on a phone or anything. Um, some people you have to leave your phone in your backpack. I've had a teacher you can't even bring your phone in the classroom, so you had to leave it in your locker for the class. I mean, it's stupid. Like that's basically our way of communication. If something happens to us while school is going on, like we need a phone to call someone. Like the fact that there's no phone policies or anything. Like I get it because it distracts people, and then you don't focus. And I've seen that in person. I've seen a bunch of people in classes where you sit on your phone and then you don't know what you're doing. And then you have to go and you ask other people for help, and it's stupid. I mean, that's stupid, and that's on them. But the fact that they make it so restrictive, where it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be a rebel today. I'm gonna pull out my phone because you can't let us. Like they gotta relax a little bit, especially if you're done with something and you're just sitting there. Like, what's the problem with them? Like you're done. So I mean, and then sometimes it's a single group thing, or a single person project. So weekend homework, yeah, yeah. Waking up early. I this one, I love. I love it so much because I had we had a health I had a health class freshman year, and we were always talking about how you need a certain number of hours. I think it's like 7 hours or whatever it is to be fully functional. To make your brain work and everything, you need like 7 hours of sleep, and we always are talking about that, and schools know about that, and eventually it gets around the whole school and whatnot, and people are talking about it, and still nothing's done about it. I mean, you have to basically like I was always up 6:30 in the morning. I knew some people that got up at 5 a.m. because I don't know why you want to shower at 5 a.m. They would get up and get ready and shower at 5 a.m. for some reason. But I mean, you get up, and then some people don't go to bed till 2 a.m. because of homework, because they can't sleep, or other problems outside of schoolwork, maybe family problems, or just whatever's going on. I mean, you can't. It's terrible. Like we talk about this, but then nothing gets done about it. Like it's still the same thing year after year. Um, you wake up early. You're in there for again 7 hours of the day, just sitting at a desk. You get up, you go eat, and then you get to go back sit at a desk. And then it's just it sucks. And then you have to go home. You get hours of homework sometimes, especially if you're in high school. You get probably 2-3 hours of homework sometimes, depending on the teachers you have. And it's terrible because then you don't finish all your homework until 9, 10, 11 at night, and then in between that you're eating dinner, you're doing something else with the family, and it's just it's stupid. There's not enough hours in the day to be this kind of goes with weekend homework too. Like there's not enough hours in the day to be focused on homework and your life at the same time, and that is what I hate so much. Now with COVID, everything is different. I have some classes where I don't even have lectures online. Like we just are giving the homework. So I hope they integrate some of the stuff that we're doing through COVID now. Like I don't have to worry about being up at 6 a.m. for a class, because there's some classes start at 7 a.m. In college. So that's the earliest we've had it for school. But I mean, there could be a 6:30 class somewhere else or something. So I hope that COVID teaches us that hey, we need to sleep. Lectures, schedule midday or whatever. Uh, like I said, some teachers don't even have lectures, so you're just given the homework and you can work on it whenever. So I mean, it's just I can rant on about this for a while, but it's just sucks. It really does. Tests, yes, 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 yes. Tests suck. Annoying kids. I was a junior, and we had a junior in high school, I should say. And we had a annoying kid that actually got kicked out the second day of class. So he went down and he worked in the library with the librarian's down there, and he was down there all semester, and then he sometimes would come in after class and get the homework or whatever. But he was basically kicked out of class the second day. So yes, annoying kids, yeah. Bullies, yeah. I didn't. Again, I grew up in schools where, uh, from kindergarten, we were taught that it's bad, and you got to treat people better. So there's we were taught good, and friend groups. We didn't really do that. Obviously, you have people messing around and whatnot. You're messing around with friends and whatnot, and then you have teachers that overhear stuff and they think you're actually bullying. And you're just messing around with friends and whatnot. But I mean, as far as bullying goes, there was nothing that even through high school. I mean, I didn't really see anything, hear anything. It was more so, just if people were annoyed with teachers more so than other students, honestly. Again, homework. I've already we talked about that before. I'm not gonna get into it. Homework sucks. I think it's the last one. Yeah, it looks like it's the last one here. Yeah, we'll let that all go on. Yeah. Okay. So why students hate homework is that the belief that they do not have enough time. Yep. Complete all their assignments. Most students receive tasks from multiple teachers throughout the day. Exactly. You're given a bunch of stuff. Again, one class. I had I think it was it math, I think, in high school, where you were given, and it takes 2 to 3 hours just for math, and you still have health, science, history, whatever elective classes you're doing. I mean, you still have other classes to do, and it takes 2 to 3 hours for just one subject. And it sucks. Honestly, it really sucks. So yes, homework 1 and 8, that makes complete total sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. That does it for this one. There's nothing else here. Hopefully we'll see how this video does. I just thought it's something unique, something different, and I'm all about experimenting with the channel. Trying new things for the off season. Hopefully, if this does good, I'll do another one. I'll come back and do that shower one that I watched that that I thought was kind of interesting. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Like the video, share the video around. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on that road to, I guess we'll say 300 for the end of the year. And I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Peace.